Propel Fitness Water. With Gatorade electrolytes, zero sugar, and vitamins, Propel hydrates better than water to help you get the most out of your workout and get back to your best self. What propels you? Propel with Gatorade electrolytes.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Shave ice by the beach, a trip to the state fair, and a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Visible puts unlimited 5G data and hotspot in the palm of your hand. Powered by Verizon's 5G network, with no contract holding you back. And for a limited time, you can get Visible for just $19 a month for 12 months when you use promo code SAVE6. All the features of big wireless service for half the cost. Tap the banner to switch today. Terms apply. Standard rate applies at month 13. See visible.com for plan features and network management details.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. And now, your host, Steve Collins.
Hey everybody, happy Friday, episode 661 of Coach Unplugged. I'll make this a quick one. Go over and check out our sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, mention Coach Unplugged, and they'll give you $350 off your next purchase. Everyone needs a shooting machine this time of year. Everyone needs to work on their craft and shooting, and it's a great way to do it, especially when with small numbers in the gym. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Community, video, one-on-one calls, office hours. I don't think there's anything like it on the market. I would think Teach Hoops members would say the exact same thing. And I would also tell you that the feedback I've been getting this week for the workouts and the stuff that we've set up for individual teams. And it's not like it's going to cost you $800. It's going to cost you a membership. That's all it's going to cost you. And then I will set up that for your team. You can sign your team up. They can go in each individual day and work on those specific things. So anyway, go over and check it out, and let's head off to the podcast.
Exactly. And that's where I've got a lot of respect. I've got a lot of respect for Steve Reese at Oak Ridge, and he does a great job with those guys. But yeah, like you just said, there was some, it's hurting the kids and recruiting the scouts there to watch them. And, and my thing is always, it happened in the district semifinal this year, Crystal River. We were more talented than them. We beat them by, 36 or 37 at home earlier in the year. But Coach Irvin did a great job of getting his guys ready, and they came out and got a little bit of a lead, and they went to a delay game. And we were down 14 points with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Right. But we had to, if we're just going to pack it in and say we're gonna lose, and then that's up to me. But we can't. We put it. Actually, we made an adjustment. Went to a 2-2-1 half trap, which we hadn't done all year. We done a full court 2-2-1 half trap. When we went to it to get them out of it, and we sped them up enough. We ended up coming back and winning.
That's my theory too. So this is a stats teacher in me too. The people make all these observations about these games that are like that one game. Yeah. That's one game out of thousands of games in Florida that are not affected by the shot. So one game should not affect you. You might beat somebody 122-64 too. We're going to talk about that one too.
Sure.
And here's my issue: is this is another? I'm not going to get on a shot clock tirade, but here's the issue with my shot clock is our team's got guys that you give them the ball and there's 8 seconds left in shot clock. They're going to take a decent shot. I'm going to run a set for them. We're going to set. You think about some teams in Florida that have schools of bad teams. What are they going to do when the shot clock gets below 10? They're literally going to throw the ball over their head. It's going to be
absolutely
that's the issue. Is I think they see shot clock, they think they see collegiate, I think they see all this. We have hard enough time someone running the clock, running a shot clock's going to be a whole.
No, that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother. and I agree with you. I think that if you go to a shot clock, you're going to see. Do you guys have shot clock in Wisconsin?
We don't. No. We don't. I fought it hard. It was coming. I fought it hard.
And see, like the other thing, I think you're right. You're going to see. like what you see in division, what you see in college basketball, 2-2-1, 1-2-2, not really to press, just to make them take 8 seconds to get the ball up the court, so there's less time to run a set.
Right.
And
So here's what's going to happen. You go to 30, 35 seconds. I'm going to run 2-2-1. I'm going to make you take 8 seconds off. Now you're going to be at 22. We're going to pack it for 15, and then you're going to run a set, which is probably a high ball screen or a wing ball screen. We're going to I mean, I can just see what's going to happen. And it's like, okay, but I don't think we want that. I personally don't want that. I don't know. I sound like
I've been against it. I was against it when they brought it. And the other, the other thing,
and you run a system, it would work well for you. You want speed. You want to get up and down. I do too.
Yep.
I just don't think it's good for the game in that. I think we should make the court wider, to be honest with you.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
The court's too narrow for these bodies, at least at my level. If you go to one sporting event, what would it be?
University of Florida football in the national championship game.
Okay. Favorite pregame meal?
What does she do? Sammy Joe's Pizza. Carol caters all of our food for pregame meals, and she does a baked ziti for our guys that we all love. So baked ziti.
One thing you do to relax?
Read.
One skill not being taught today?
Mid-range.
One coaching technique you consider important?
We started doing this a few years ago. Statting every single practice with a point system. We have an assistant coach, and it's her job to sit in every scrimmage that we do, even any competitive scrimmage. We give points. 2s are worth 2, 3s are worth 3, assists are worth 2, defensive rebounds are worth 4. We put a big premium on that. Offensive rebounds are worth 4, so on and so forth. But by the end of every practice, we know who's done what in a rubric, so that at the end of practice, you can look and say, well, who did what in practice, not who we thought did what or who we want to do what, but who had the best practice. Yeah, and then we keep it. We got a Google sheet that we keep that tabulates it for the week, and I tell the parents in our parent meeting at the beginning of the year for the varsity, and I would love to get it to the JV. It's hard to. We have two coaches.
I mean, I film mine and I feel like, oh crap, I try to go back and watch it, but that's awesome if you have somebody that started.
Yeah, the statting in real time has been awesome for us. The kids love it. After practice, they're coming in while she's tabulating and figuring out who's got what. If we don't have it done by the time practice gets over, I'll text it on our group chat to them. But I also tell our parents at our parent meeting, like, I don't play favorites. I play, numbers don't lie, and I play the guys that are going to help us win. And if you don't, and I tell them all the time, you want to talk about playing time, we're not going to have too many discussions about it. But if you do come in and talk about it, you're going to look at why they're not playing. Right. And we apply that same rubric to games, and then we know who's doing what and who's earned the playing time. And
you run a talented and gifted program for basketball players, Coach. That's what I tell them. Like, I run a talented and gifted program. I mean, I love this too. It's like, you don't think I'm going to play the best people that I think can help us win. You really don't. I've coached almost 600 basketball games. We've won a lot. You really don't think I'm going to play the best player. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, come on, I get it. Anyway, best basketball player you've seen in person.
Like, Coach.
Like, it can be coach, it can be seen, it can be going to a game.
I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously NBA guys, but Kevin Knox.
And where?
Yeah. He's from Tampa Catholic, plays for the New York Knicks now. Drubbed us in the Final Four in 2017. He had 40. Yeah, so he's
that's
got
kind of my
place.
theory. Like, I always put my NBA guys on that list. It's like, well, I coach them every day, and they're in the NBA. They're probably on that list. Best player of all time,
Michael Jordan, hands down.
I think more I watch. First of all, don't spoil it, because I actually lived it, but I never knew he never went to a Game 7. And I never knew he never lost when he got there.
In the finals. Yeah, I knew he was 6-0.
It's like, well, there you go.
Bill
Russell, maybe you can put Bill Russell in that discussion. You can't put Magic.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, my bias, that's who I grew up watching, no question. But I'll be honest, I'm from Michigan originally, had a rough life, got to live in Michigan all summer, and got to live in Florida all winter. But I was a bad boy fan, the Pistons, and I did not.
You were that generation. See, I was I was Lakers Celtics, man.
Lakers Celtics, sure.
You were one or the other. Like, you didn't you didn't.
Yep.
Like, I was a Laker kid, and then I had friends who were Celtics kids. So it's like, and talk about different styles. Theirs were different style, like,
completely.
But that's what you don't see as much in the NBA as much.
Nope.
Yeah. Anyway, don't get me started.
Cookie cutter. No, I agree.
Cookie cutter. That's why leave high school the way it is. I love that some states have shot clocks. I love that some states have. It ain't hurting the recruiting. What are you talking about? The recruiting.
Right, I agree.
If you're any good, they're gonna find you, and they're gonna watch you in July in Vegas anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And Coach Hodges always when he starts talking about shot clock, every time he hears shot clock coming into anything or taking time off the shot clock in college, he's like, they're just taking the coaching out of it. It's taking coaching out of it.
I know. I sound like the old guy. Get off my porch. Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
That's what I sound like. But I don't care. Like, I've said this in like no lie, 500 pod. Well, I won't. I'll wait until I ask the question. All right. One thing you help become a better coach.
My family, getting married and having children.
Yeah, and that puts it in perspective. That's actually a life lesson. Everyone, when you're old enough, everyone should have kids because it puts life in perspective.
Absolutely.
One thing I would change about the game is I'd get rid of the jump ball.
Jump ball, wow.
First of all, here's why. They're all the accountant that's working during the day and then come officiates my game can't throw the damn ball up at the beginning of the game. Do it like 3 times a year. Oh my God. Just give the damn visiting team the ball and let's go. And then you can do alternating possession.
Or we can shoot for it.
Or shoot for it. I don't care.
Shoot for
it's
it.
Like, why are we throwing the ball up? There was one time. Oh, first of all, you'll love this. I hope the officials listening to this. We had a foul called on a jump ball. Like that's how our rival in our league. The guy threw the ball up. My guy jumped to tip it, and he called a foul on my guy.
On the guy jumping. Wow.
Never seen it. We lost by 3. Never seen it. I go, what are you talking about? He fouled him. He grabbed his arm. I go, no, he didn't. First of all, I said the toss was bad. Second of all, he didn't grab his arm. You made a bad toss.
And I mean, I don't know. I'm like, has the game even started yet? Because
as soon as he throws it, I think it has. Can you?
The clock doesn't start until he tips it, right? Till it's touched.
I would think so. I don't know.
I don't know.
So bad. So bad. Anyway, they're
Yeah.
so bad at throwing the ball up, though. Yeah. That's the thing.
Now, you guys have alternating possession, though.
Yeah, everybody has alternating possession, I think. But it's that.
I didn't know if you guys were still jumping it. Yeah.
We're not in the like. Let's get rid of that in the college game. Why do we do that? Give the visiting team the ball. Who cares?
I like it.
You become the team, you'll get the ball.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah. It's like I'm going to push for that at the NFSHS or whatever.
I had an official. You just made me think of something. I don't want to get into tirades about officials.
That's okay.
But I had an official 4 years ago that I checked with the scores table on the way in. Yep, your ball coming out. Right, checked with the book. And so I spent the first 3.5 minutes of halftime talking to our guys about settling down, doing what we got. And then I spent the next 2 minutes drawing up the first play because I wanted to get into our press. What we're gonna run to get our. It was a go-to play. We're going to get a shot here. We're going to score. We're going to set our press and come out. And I'm all ready. I'm feeling good, And the official gives the ball to the opposing team. And I said, "It's our ball." I checked with the book. He said, "You had the ball at the end of the first half." He said, "You had the ball like what are you talking about? Oh my God." I was like, we had the ball at the end of the first half. So if we would have handed it to them, then it'd be our ball.
Right.
If we'd have handed it to it, we had it like 90 feet from our basket. Like.
Right. What does that mean?
I mean, I was like,
he was thinking summer AAU ball or something, man.
I went and sat in the middle. I asked some kids to move. I was so mad. I went and sat in the middle of our bench, kind of.
I do that. I'll grab my towel or something so I don't say anything. So you'll love this. This was like Wesley's era. This was like 04, 05. We came out at halftime, and they knew the other team so well that they knew it was our ball. We lined up the wrong way, and they threw the ball, and we got a layup. And the other team looking like, what's going on? It's like, well, we're going that way. You're going that way, but it's our ball. And it was like, they didn't even talk to me about it. It was the best thing I've ever seen. The other team's like freaking out. I go, didn't defend us.
It's not. Yeah.
First game against oh my God, I've never seen anything. I could do a whole podcast on weird things I've seen.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Best game you've seen in person?
Best game I've seen in person.
Hey, Coach, hope you're enjoying the podcast. A couple things that doesn't cost you a cent to do. You can subscribe and leave a written review. We really like that. You can go over to our YouTube channel. Just type in Teach Hoops on YouTube, and you'll find our YouTube channel. Subscribe, there, so you'll always get the updates. Next thing is if you do any shopping on Amazon, go down below. Click our Amazon link, www.teachhoops.com/Amazon. Anytime you're doing shopping on Amazon, we get a small little commission. Helps us with our hosting fees. Be surprised how expensive it is to run one of these. And if you really love this stuff, let me help you. Let me mentor you. Let me email. Let me get on one-on-one calls. Let me show you all the resources that will help me become one of the winningest coaches in the state of Wisconsin. That's why I'm doing this. I want to help coaches become better. So teachhoops.com can do that. All right, let's head off to the podcast.
Seen some good ones, man. That's a tough question. I would say the first one that jumps to my Yeah, that's just we had one this year that would be up. We had a 4 overtime game in the battle against Scheffner Christian this year that we won 117 to 114.
I would definitely. I mean, I put my triple overtime to win a state title in that, and the kid in the second overtime, the kid did a Chris Webber. We're down.
Oh wow.
We're down 2 with like 6 seconds to go, and he Chris Webbered it, and then my point guard went to the line, hit both free throws, put it into the third overtime in the state final. Wow. So yeah, it's crazy. I'll send you the link for that. It's unbelievable.
I would love to watch that. Yes, sir.
I'll send you the link for the last 3 minutes. Unbelievable.
Okay. I'd say
it goes into 3 or 4 overtimes is crazy.
Yeah, that was the best game that our gym's seen, and we've seen some good ones in there in the last 5 years. The best game that I saw that I wasn't a part of was jumped in my mind was came back after my freshman year. I was in freshman year in college playing basketball. Came back to watch Leesburg play Orlando Boone. Marlon Bryant, who was a freshman when I was a senior, he was a sophomore that year. He ended up going to USF, and then he played overseas for about 10 or 12 years. But Leesburg beat Boone in like quadruple overtime at home, and Marlon had like 46 or something, and was just phenomenal. That was probably the best game I've seen as a.
It's amazing how those games stick with you too. I remember a couple from when I was in middle school. Best coach of all time.
John Wooden.
Okay.
The Wizard.
The Wizard, I would say. So one book you'd recommend?
Actually, there's 2 I'd recommend, but one that I brought some slides if you want me to put those up. One would be.
Up. Let's talk about those. Let's put them up. We got time.
One would be When the Game Stands Tall. It's about the De La Salle out in California, won like 228 straight football games.
I think I've read that book or I've listened to it. That's a good book.
They made a movie out of it, but I haven't watched the movie. I read the book. I read the book twice. It's just it's a great book on getting kids come together for. I don't even know if I'm going to do it justice. It's not about coach. It's all about the players doing it because the players want to do it and moving it. And I could talk about it, but it's really. But it also details a season of theirs. So it's a chapter on how they built what they're doing, and then it's a chapter on who they're getting ready to play that week. And they're playing like, they weren't playing, they're playing like Long Beach Poly, and they're flying out to play St. Louis and Hawaii. And,
right.
So yeah, pretty cool. But the big, their coach, his name is Ladicour. The biggest quote of the book that sticks with me is that the championship we win and the banners we can hang on our walls aren't as important as the memories that we're going to hold in our hearts. The book, I think, explains how there was all these like banners and these things that were going on the walls, and then there's this time where it just they didn't even have them anymore, and they'd kept winning like state championships because they didn't lose for like 11 years, but like they only had there was a state championship banner from the first year, there's state champion, but then all of a sudden all of it was just gone because nobody cared about that anymore as much as just being their best. It was just really,
that's an awesome sign. Yeah,
really impactful. So that book, but then a book I read about 10 years ago, and then I pulled it off the shelf this year. Actually weird, kind of how coaches' brains think. 4 a.m. I woke up in the morning and went out to my bookshelf, and I got The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team out by Patrick Lencioni. And this is what kind of guided us through this year. We had a group this year that was really talented, but all of them kind of thought that they were the guy. Tried to, it talks about what the 5 dysfunctions of any team are, and it's written from a business perspective. He's also wrote the 5 temptations of a CEO.
What are the 5? What are generically the 5?
Yeah, so let me pull them up.
I'd love to talk about that for a second.
Yeah,
because I'm guessing a lot of coaches that are listening to this, that's the issue they have. Was it in the email? So basically, the 2 books you listed are 2 different books. One book is about a team that's building culture.
Yep.
And one's about teams that's struggling to build culture, basically. I love that.
Yeah, and the 5 dysfunctions, it's a parable, so it's really easy to read. It's short. I mean, 230 pages, but it's written as a parable.
Okay.
So the 5 dysfunctions are, as you can see them, they are absence of trust, fear of conflict, vulnerability, lack of commitment to a common plan, avoidance of accountability, meaning low standards or no standards. And then the biggest one is, results, self goals over team goals. But the book goes into, diving into each one of these. And and how, what that looks like and what you need to do to work on each one of them. So what we did was if you got 5 dysfunctions of a team, and I had my staff read it as well, we got into, well, if you got 5 dysfunctions, those are 5 things that are always going to be in the way of a team. How do we combat that? So absence of trust, we tagged it with, you're going to go through stuff together, right? That's why we do the practices the way we do practice.
Right.
That's why, the scrimmages,
I'm telling you, that's one of the reasons we go on the trip. That's we went down to Windermere. I'm telling you, we didn't do what we wanted to do this year, but we were a different team when we came back and had won that tournament because the trust that they built over those days in the hotel playing. I mean, that's second to none. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. We actually did a trip this year. It was only 35 minutes away, but we were over at the Elks Lodge. It's crazy, out in the middle of the Ocala National Forest, out in the middle of nowhere. They got a 3,500 seat arena, and we were able to play. It's the Elks National Convention Center, and they held a tournament there this year. We got to play a team from Pennsylvania who was really good, won the 3A state championship there last year. But biggest thing was we stayed the night and played another team the next day. But staying in the cabins, and we turned it into a team retreat. But that's the kind of stuff, Really knowing each other though, certain places it's probably different. Some places still kids grow up together and they go to the same high school and all that kind of stuff. But, in Florida, it's very transient. And especially our school,
I think in bigger cities, we notice that in ours even a little bit, probably half of them don't. It's because it's just a big city. People move, all the time.
Right. Absolutely. So something we did, and I took it from Bobby Kennan at UNF, University of North Florida, the 5 H's to really know each other every day after practice. We started with the staff and worked our way down. So we had 17 people to get through,
right,
and 19 including the managers. But we did the 5 H's of the heart. History. We want to know a little history about you. Who's your hero? What's your highlight? What's your heartache? And what's your hope? Do
they know when they have to do that?
Yeah, we would set it up and tell them, listen, tomorrow's your 5 H's. And there'd be some days that we didn't quite get to it because practice ran late or whatever, but we always kept it on the bottom of the practice plan and we tried to get through everybody. And it was very powerful. A lot of, some things came out, and I told guys, to talk about as much as they were comfortable talking about, obviously. But it was pretty cool. Some of the kids that never really opened up at all really opened up and talked about themselves, and we learned some things about each other that even I didn't know about some of them. And
where'd you get the 5 H's from? I love that.
I got it from Bobby Kennan. He's the assistant coach at University of North Florida. He read it's a book that he read. I don't remember what it is. I could find out for you.
Okay, I love that,
and I'll text it to you.
I'm gonna do that because I mean, yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We do some stuff too. Like in the huddle, we'll do something, something good about you, something good about someone else, something good about us, kind of thing. But I love the 5 H's because it shows them being vulnerable.
It does. And then, I love the hero part of it, the highlight part of it, we learned some things that guys had done, and some of it was on the court, some of it was off the court. The heartache, though, is really where it got real is, like when you're able to share something that you've went through that's been hard for you. And like you said, that vulnerability, but then finish it up with the hope. Where's your hope? And, what are you doing this for? And what's your why? And how can we help you with that?
Right. I love that.
And then, doing stuff together, going bowling. You just said it, going on a trip. We do a Thanksgiving meal every year where the whole team comes over. My wife cooks Thanksgiving dinner. We even get out of practice a little early for that, and or don't have practice if it's depending on the girls are early or late. Just the more we do stuff together, the more they're going to trust each other and me and each other. The more and our kids, high school kids, that's what they do, man. Their job is to figure out adults, and they're really good at it.
They're really good at it.
Yeah. So, when they know you care about them, they'll do anything. That's the simplest adage in coaching. But, if they know you, they don't care what you know until they know you care.
Yep. And they'll run through a wall for you. If they know you love them, they'll run through a wall.
Yeah, absolutely. And just as much stuff as we can do off the floor together and hanging out. And, and it is a fine line. I've had to grow through that some too, because, you don't want to always let your guard down around your guys because you want to maintain the coach, leader, but we talk a lot about that with, once we get in the gym, we're walking through the work zone. Once we get out of the gym,
I've talked because I've been doing these podcasts. That's what I'm missing right now, because this is where I can be more vulnerable. This is where I can connect with them, and I can't because I can, but I can't. They're not in my room. I'm not seeing them every day. I'm not saying, hey, who are you playing with this summer? Or blah blah blah. All that kind of stuff. I can't do it because they don't know what's up. I don't know what's up. We're all kind of in this limbo.
I told the coach the other day, we're all preparing for things that we're probably not going to get to do. you know?
Right. We really are. We
So,
really are.
yeah. So, yeah, but because that's what he asked me. He's like, well, why are you doing that? I said, well, I mean, I got to be prepared for it in case we are able to do it. You know, I
Right.
can't just, I don't
Well,
want to get too
I'm preparing for that we can't. So what I'm preparing for is like, what can I give the guys to stay connected?
Yeah.
What ways can, do we have to play Marco Polo on the thing? Because I officially can't do anything with my guys other than just, I can reach out to them and that. I can't do any basketball stuff with them because we're still in school, quote unquote.
Right.
So I'm waiting till they get that clearance so I can start do this and let's do this and blah, blah, blah. But I love that. I'm going to come back to the 5 dysfunctions is great. I love that. All right.
Yeah.
Last parting word, Coach, for a young coach, for someone that's listening. Do you have any parting words? I appreciate you staying on. Holy cow. You're the long one.
My pleasure, man. No, I love it. It's been I appreciate you having me, and during this time, it's great to spend time seeing and talking.
I love talking hoops.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I hope. But so what is it? It's May right now. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So 7 months. I'm hoping in 7 months I get to see you in person. I'm not sure.
That's it.
I'm not sure.
Isn't that wild?
I mean, you know what my AD said, because I asked him. I said, "Do I got to go find out conferences? Are we going to be able to? If you're cleared." If it's a flying thing, we always throw you in a bus. And I go, I never thought about that because we'd be contained in a bus.
Right.
Bought to drive it.
Yeah, and I hope the toilet works.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we would leave late evening because they'll sleep. We would get a good 8 hours in before
they wake up.
Before they wake up, they're always hungry.
Right.
But they're
we actually were thinking about going to the beach Saturday because they opened it up, and we haven't left the house or the yard really for like 45 days because my son's high risk.
Right.
We were gonna think about going to the beach just to get out of the house and just go find a spot by ourselves, and sit down. And then I said to my wife, I said, but as we're driving over there, we've got 2 small kids. They're going to have to go to the bathroom.
Right.
We're not going to get out and go to a gas station. That's going to be a nightmare.
Right,
and I said, then what happens if we get, what happens if we get to the beach and somebody's got to go you're not going to use the public bathroom.
Right.
So.
I know. That's we were talking about, my brother has a place in New Hampshire, like driving out there maybe in August and stuff. Like, I think we can get there in 17 hours or something. We just got to get gas and we just got to have to go to the bathroom. So it's like, can you do that safely is the question. It's like, all right, Coach. Hey, Coach, hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you subscribe and like. Go over right now. Stop. Join teachhoops.com. Say, I want to become a better basketball coach. I want to win a state title. I want to learn what it takes to take my team to the next level. Well, I can help you do that. I've been through all the battles you've been through. Let me help you through this great process we call coaching. All right. Have a great day.